Resting in a workaholic culture is something that is seen as laziness. I personally believe that so many people don't actually know what laziness actually entails and what rest actually entails. So people think if you've taken some time off to get your mind straight, or you physically need to sleep, or you need to have a day where you do nothing. I think the sweetness of nothing is very important. Many people don't seem to understand that the modern pace of life is what's making people so ill, so desperate, so weak. Why do I say that? Because there's no time for fun. Fun actually just means doing nothing. Sitting with yourself or sitting with some friends or family, whatever, just don't do anything. And we live in this culture whereby if you're not doing something, you're not productive. A lot of people like to use the polarity terminology, women have to just be and men have to do all the time. Not really, men. Men and women have to be balanced in a masculine and feminine. It's not healthy for a man to keep doing 24/7 as well. A man is a human being, he needs rest. Corporations don't want you guys to know that. Big Pharma doesn't want you guys to know that. They're sick of people trying to be human about things. It's a sad story where we are so programmed to constantly, I have some free time, let me fill it up with work. I have some free time, let me fill it up by watching some videos online. I have some free time, let me insert the blank. It's very important to spend time by yourself. And it's also very important to go socialize, go have fun, meet people, dance, party, drink, do whatever you want to do. Very, very important. Travel. It's important. And it's important because it replenishes the spirit. I extensively cover ambition on this channel. And I cover very many, I'd say, perspectives of ambition. One of the biggest things about ambition I actually cover is the importance to take rest. Resting is just being still. It's being with your thoughts. Right? There are many thoughts that can come up in reference to this. Laziness is simply someone not applying themselves. It's very simple. The terminology of laziness is not applying yourself. You have XYZ issue. You have a problem. And you haven't solved it because, you don't know what's going on in someone's life, right? It's very easy to make judgments of something. People can be forgiven for a one-off. But it's very hard to forgive people who show you a repetitive pattern of something. Now, this video I really want to get into discerning that rest versus judging that rest. Okay, so for a person who is highly ambitious like myself, I would consider myself an overachiever. To me, my achievements seem pretty normal. To most people, it's about a hop, skip, and jump away from a nervous breakdown. It comes from a couple of places. Number one, I generally know my own capacity. It's more than the average person. So what I need to achieve for myself to make myself feel good may not be what other people want to do. That's completely fine. Number two, my background and my circumstances did not allow me to like goof off or rest or whatever. I didn't have time for that stuff. I wished I did. And I created more of that as I got older. But certainly when I was younger, I didn't have that type of time. I didn't have that easy, carefree, relaxed energies that a lot of people have. So I had to really incorporate them in my now life. And third is obviously, astrologically, 6 placements in Capricorn, 10th house. Even if I don't want to work, Capricorn's always on my head like, I need to do a little bit of work today. I feel some type of way if I haven't worked just a little, just something for the day. So usually what I do is I have to have one achievement of a day. One achievement of a day could be I went to work out. I went for a long walk around the block. I wrote back about 5 emails to clients. And it's not going to take a long time to do that. And then I feel better. It's like a reward system for myself. Right? So it's not going to take a lot of my time. As opposed to the type of perspective I would have had 10, 15 years ago where I'm like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to... It's very strict with myself because Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. It's a very strict energy. And to like loosen up and let go, that's a little difficult for people with heavy Capricorn energy. It's a very burdensome energy. Fortunately, I consider myself lucky that I'm born under Aquarius. We generally crazy people. I've never met a normal Aquarius, including myself in my life. We're weird. Like, it's a good type of weird. You see, your ambition, even generally, this channel is all for ambition. Ambition is gonna have those really weird swings. And I talk to a lot of people that overachieve, their mind runs quickly, they want to do this. Okay, that's I always tell people that's very good. It's a good thing you want to do that. Make sure that you find out where you're currently at. So, for me, for the most part, as long as I've got this done, that's it. I can do a lot more in the day. I just don't want to do more in the day. Not because I can't, not because I'm lazy, but because there's more to life than just work. A lot of ambitious people don't realize there's more to life than working. I love working. To me, it's not even work. Like, it's having a bit too much fun with Spartanite. It's not work for me as much as people may think it might be work. Yeah, of course, I have to do the professional things that I need to do, but for the most part, it's creating a life that you don't have to run away from. That life is very hard to create because you have to create your own structure, your own schedule. You are responsible for your own finances. I remember going to this event not too long ago, and I had gone to a distillery. So it was interesting. It was a distillery in West London, and they were brewing all non-alcoholic spirits. So it was a lot for people who were like sober or had given up drinking. I just showed up. I was just like, these drinks look good. I'll probably get to down all of them. And guess what? I couldn't even down like we had 3 drinks each, and then they gave us a gift bag. Couldn't do it. It was so cold that my hands were shaking with the I would say the mocktail, because it was they're very tasty non-alcoholic spirits, very nice. I brought the stuff home and I drank it like I had never seen drinks in my life. It was very tasty. And one of the things, like, yeah, at a mixer, you have a drink in your hand. You're asking someone like, oh, what do you do? So 2 ladies, I think they worked in HR. I think it's some marketing agency somewhere. And I asked them, what do you guys do? You know, they're telling me, oh, we work in marketing. And what do you do? And I said, I'm a life and business coach, and I'm also an author. I don't go too far down the spiritual road with people when I meet them, because you already know people don't get it. They're like, you're a who, you're a what, huh? So I don't, I keep it to like the worldly bare basics of what I am, or what people can understand. Oh, you're a life coach. And one of the women said, she was as cold as I was standing there. She said to me, "No, I really admire how difficult it must be to work for yourself." And I said, you know what? I think it really depends on people's circumstances and personalities. For me, working for myself was not a choice I made. I didn't work for myself from choice. I worked for myself from a place of survival. Entrepreneurship is literally survival for me. I won't be able to cope in a job. And, you know, some people think you're being extra or weird, or just, you know, just showing off. No, seriously, I just wouldn't be able to cope. I didn't go that far, and I said, for me, you know, entrepreneurship was not a choice. It was the necessary next step to keep myself alive. I became very good at what I did. I didn't have the time to wait for a paycheck. I didn't have the time to explain things to a coworker or a boss. I didn't, and I didn't care for it. As the old saying goes, it's much easier to find a client than it is an employer. I took that very seriously. And she said, you know, you must have a certain level of drive to be able to, you know, have all your ducks in a row. I said, whoa. No one has all their ducks in a row. I said, come on, I might look like I have all my ducks in a row. I really don't. I'm human just like everybody else. Have good days, have bad days. And she said, oh, I said, I'm curious, why do you work for someone else? And it was a really good conversation. There was like really nice canapes they were giving us. And she said, I just don't want the stress of dealing with everything myself. Fair enough, I can agree with that. I just want to go work, and then like somebody else can handle all the finances, the stuff. Cool, yeah, I can fuck with that. I mean, I can fuck with that on your behalf, not mine. I'd have a nervous breakdown if somebody tried to control my money. And she kind of looked at me and control your money. That's what an employer does, they control your money. She said, I never thought of it that way. Life's about perspective, isn't it? I said, no, I'd have a nervous breakdown. I just won't be able to cope. And that's the point. I'm coming back to ambition, that there is this, if you're ambitious watching this, and you know if you're ambitious because you constantly trying to move to the next step. Now I want to make it clear that when you're ambitious, you should never not take time off just to do nothing. In that nothingness, you can finally enjoy what it is you've achieved. A lot of people, what they think by me saying enjoyment is more to do with you can buy yourself expensive things. Enjoyment for me is going for a 9:30 yoga class. Not saying I can't go because I'm working. Enjoyment for me is, ooh, it's a nice afternoon. Let me buy a loaf of bread from next door and let's go feed the ducks. Can't do it, I'm working. But I want to do that, right? Nice day. Maybe people want to go fishing. You know, see where the day takes you, right? You have to balance that, and it's so sad that we live in a world where the elite or cabal have done their best, and they're going to squeeze and crunch people financially, energetically, even more. That the bare basic enjoyment of life, going out with your family, having fun with your friends, blah blah, that's become difficult for people. Why are they always working? Why can't afford things? So now you need to stop. It's weird, man. In order to be free, you need to prioritize what's going to give you that financial freedom. Right? All freedom has a cost. All financial freedom has a price. It depends if you want to pay or not. That's up to you. And you're gonna go from settled ambition to get X amount done per day. I'm not doing anything more. That's it. On those low days, slow days, do that. To like those type of euphoric mania. Each person, including myself, has that. There are days where I have this euphoric, almost like artificial, creative, highball, madness mania where sometimes I've done videos on this channel and I have been invoked, and I think I've spoken faster than people who have done lines of cocaine. And it's good for people to see that side of me as well. Part of it is to do with the invocation that the spirit I'm working with. A lot of people think I might be fucking with drugs, and I don't. I don't need to. When I work with spirits, I don't need to. It's like a drug to work with them. And knowing your own energy signature or your bar or your shadow baseline, and knowing how far you can swing upwards. No, of course there's a plane. I'm doing a video, a plane shows up. You need to have a balance. Ambition, you need to have that up dippy balance. Like you go very high, you swing very high. Some of your best creativity is gonna come from that height up there, and then slowly come down. And it depends on what your goal is, your maturity level. Because you can be very ambitious, but you can be very emotionally immature. I've seen this with plenty of people. I've experienced it myself. And the more emotional maturity I had, I was like, all right, man, you know, today I just want to listen to those club songs that they play in Ayia Napa and Ibiza. That's it. That's my day. That's my ambition for the day. Am I being productive? Yeah, I'm being happy. You see, energy is funny like that. If you're happy and you not happy like crackhead happy, like that's a little crazy, man. But happy is in you're full with joy. It's gonna be easy to pursue your ambitions. Knowing the balance between how much you should do, when you should do it. What is the body telling you? Is the body telling you that you haven't achieved something for a while? It's inertia? Or is the body just saying, come on, man, just rest? What are you doing? You just need 2-3 nights in a hotel just to sleep without anybody. I'm very mindful of people's circumstances in life. I'm not here telling people to be this or that. I don't know people's financial circumstances. I don't know people's emotional, marital circumstances or what's going on in people's houses. So I say this from a place of compassion and patience. Like, I'm very patient, like compassionate and patient with people that ambition is gonna have different sides. There are different sides whereby you won't tolerate people's bullshit. You just won't, because you have tight boundaries. And you have to work a lot on emotional maturity when you're ambitious. Because there is a very fine line between ambition and greed. And if you don't check that line, you will go into greed. It will start off from, oh, I was ambitious for this, to I threw 10 people under the bus to get a business deal. No, you don't want to be doing things like that. Having time off is very important. Having a healthy, balanced life is very important. To be ambitious is I think that comes innately. I say innately. Circumstances can bring and pull out ambition out of a person, but they can't create it. I know people with the worst circumstances ever, and they just drag them circumstances for the next 10 years. Why? Because they're not ambitious. A person who's ambitious, ambition for me is generally to be driven. And let's distill or whittle it down even more: financial drive. To live better, to wear better, to be better, to have better surroundings in life, an upgraded lifestyle. But it can be a lifestyle of elegance and peace. A lot of people of today, their lifestyle, it's a fake, empty lifestyle they want to show. A lot of people think that their happiness is taking fake smiles for Instagram to make people jealous. Let me make a TikTok so people know I have a social life. Because if you really have a social life, you don't need to post a lot of stuff. You might post a video too, but you don't need to be proving that you have one. For me, in conclusion of this video, its ambition always has a balance. In life, I encourage any person, ambitious person watching this, you have a balance. And the more you create that balance for yourself, the more ambition you can actually tap into, because you know on any given day what your emotional weather and climate is. How far am I willing to go today? What am I willing to do? As long as you're consistent with whatever goal you want to reach, you'll get there.